Water and lava are two flowing fluids in Minecraft, cold and hot, safe and destructive. And when they touch each other, the result is that a new block is formed. When water flows onto lava, it turns that lava into a block of obsidian. If lava flows into water, it makes cobblestone, which can be mined with even a wooden pick. And depending on how the lava and water are arranged, it is possible to mine the cobblestone repeatedly. In vanilla Minecraft, there really is no need for a cobblestone generator, as cobblestone is so plentiful as to almost be worthless. However, in 2011, about the time when Minecraft Beta 1.7.3 was released, a player named Noob Crew created a completely new type of map that required a cobblestone generator. This map, named Skyblock, gave the player a tiny island floating in the void with a tree and a chest that gave the player just enough resources to get started. Success in playing that map required two things of the player. You had to get the tree to drop enough saplings to continue to grow them, and you had to make a functioning cobblestone generator. With a steady supply of wood and cobblestone, you could build out your island and ultimately get many other items. The hardest thing about starting with the cobblestone generator is avoiding turning your lava into obsidian by having it work backwards. This is such a common problem that most modern Skyblock servers offer the option of right-clicking your bucket on the obsidian to turn it back into a bucket of lava. The basic generator requires a 4-block trench with a 2-deep hole on the second block from the left. The ice block goes on the left, break it and let the water flow into the 2-deep hole. Use the lava bucket on the right side, and as it flows to the left toward the water, it will form cobblestone. There are a couple of alternative designs that are effective when you have more space. This L-shaped one virtually guarantees no obsidian accidents. This vertical approach offers the ability to mine twice as fast. All of these designs are simple and take up little space. However, they have the problem of losing some items in the lava. When you start dealing with mobs and can dispatch a few zombies to get the iron ingots that they occasionally drop, and a few witches that will drop redstone, it is possible to make something more sophisticated. The horizontal piston cobble generator. This uses a single piston, one redstone repeater, one redstone torch, a lever, and some redstone dust for wiring, a non-sticky piston, as well as a bucket of lava and water. This design is based on a video done by Crypt1C in 2012 with a slight modification. I've raised it up a level so one can walk into the line of cobble instead of having to look down and possibly remove a block of floor, which is bad on Skyblock. Start by putting down a 7x5 layer of blocks, and on top of that put a smaller 5x3 layer. On each of the sides of the upper level, make a hole. In the center, raise up 2 blocks. Arrange the blocks in a plus sign on each side. And then knock out the center. This should result in a hole that is 3 deep on each side, with the middle section vertically empty. Into the top left hole, put a bucket of water, which will flow down. In the top right hole, put a bucket of lava, which will also flow down. We now have 2 flowing liquids, lava and water, and their source blocks will not touch each other, and so we will avoid the risk of destroying this before it gets started. In the center, 1 block back from the water and lava blocks. Knock out 1 block and place in the piston facing you. This completes the cobble generator, and all that is needed to do is create the redstone clock for the piston. At least 3 blocks behind the generator, place a block, and 2 blocks above on each side in this pattern. On the side of one end of the lower block, attach a redstone torch, and on the other side, put a piece of redstone dust on the ground. On top of the single block, place the redstone repeater facing the direction of the redstone dust. Set it to the 4th tick. On the block above the dust, attach a lever and switch it so that it is pointing down. On the block next to the torch, place redstone dust and lead it up to the piston. At this point, it should be ready to use. Flip the switch to turn it on. The clock will pulse the piston repeatedly, and when there is a space between the flowing lava and water for long enough, the cobblestone will form. The piston will push it out, and then the process repeats. Because of the way the pistons work, this will push out no further than 13 blocks, so be sure to set this where there is at least that much space in which to work. To harvest the cobble, just start on from the end or the side. Be careful not to use your pick too close to the generator lest you knock out one side and get lava or water flowing where you don't want it. On top, it can help to put a block over the water and lava source to avoid accidentally falling into those holes. With a little extra effort, you can add a second piston to use with the same lava block. This is best with an island that you share with another player. Vertical cobblestone generator. In 2011, Zarums02 posted a video for a vertical cobblestone generator that has worked flawlessly for me over the years. He made some changes to the design to do it differently, but I feel like his original method is the simplest and most effective. This needs a little more to build it. You need 4 pistons, 1 lava bucket, 4 water buckets, you can use 1 bucket for all if you're careful, a minimum of 15 pieces of redstone dust, more if you want to move the switch elsewhere, a redstone repeater, and a lever. Both this and the horizontal generator are no-loss methods. You won't get cobblestone lost in the lava. But I believe the yield with this vertical one can be better, particularly if you use a pick enchanted with efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3. The most economical way to do this with regard to ease of use is to build the generator 4 blocks below where you want to use it. On my Skyblock island, I do this by using a water elevator to drop down 5 blocks below my main level and build a floor on which to construct this. I prefer 4 blocks of vertical space in which to work. Select the place where you want this coming up out of the floor on your main level. Make 4 holes in a plus pattern, and then drop down to the lower platform and place your 4 pistons directly under those holes. Place a block in the middle of the pistons. Up above, I would advise filling out the rest of the floor with wood planks or any other block that won't break quickly with a pick. Place 2 rows of blocks around the 4 pistons. This should leave a platform with 4 holes in the corners. Stack up 2 starter blocks on the top of each of the 4 pistons. And then make a 5x5 ring around that central area. This leaves a center open area and 4 open areas in each corner that lead down into the 4 holes below. Set up your generator by putting the lava into the center hole and water into each of the other 4 holes. Now it is time to set up the redstone. Start by placing redstone dust all around the inner ring of blocks on the lower level. This provides a signal to control the pistons. On one side, decide where you want to build the redstone clock. The design of this clock is identical to the one for the horizontal generator. As before, it requires a center block and 1 on each of the front and back sides. On the side closer to the generator, place the torch, and on the opposite side, place down a piece of dust. Place the repeater between the 2 upper blocks, again set for 4 ticks. Like the other one, you can place a lever on here and it can be done. However, if you want to run the lever up to the same level as where you're going to be mining the cobble, run some redstone like this. Up to just under the place where you want your lever to be. Place the lever where you want it and switch it on. You will see the blocks rising up from the floor and you can harvest them as fast as your pick will allow. As before, when the pistons have pushed up 13 blocks, it will stop rising, but the piston will continue to make the noise until you shut it off. The most effective and quickest way of getting cobblestone is with a slime fun mining android, but that is for a future episode. Thanks for watching this video. Leave a like if you found it helpful and share it with your friends if you think they would find it useful as well.